Hi, it's me.
It's me, Medical.
I'm just doing my hair because I looked like a boy in the other video.
Okay, this is a calming, depressing day. So we fix that up! So we don't make it... Yeah, we're spruced
Yeah, there's
up
a lot of stalkers. Like, one time I stepped over at her house and dang, miracle. There's like, her room is so unprotected.
I don't have locks or window locks or blinds.
Oh, and she has an open vent. Like, really.
It's a really big open vent.
You should sleep with your mom.
Ew!
You should.
No!
Fine, then get...
I'm like 13. I'm not sleeping with my mom. I'm gonna freaking pay by doing work for a vent. Okay.
What happens?
Kentucky noodle mana. Kenny, you distract them while I go get something. Distract them! Talk about things you don't care about.
I don't know anything else. Yeah. Sorry, but she's...
Looking for my parents.
yeah, I didn't really, yeah, okay.
I look like a hippie.
What?
What? Where's my mom's phone? What? Put it down! What is it? Okay.
I want to use it.
No, you can't untie it. Don't untie it. Okay. I'm going to put on some dramatic Mr. Nightmare stories for this video. Those of you who are a fan, Mr. Nightmare better not be dead. This isn't my phone. It's my mom's.
Hey. Get your fat chicken leg right there.
Mr. Nightmare, what did you say? Mr. Nightmare. Hey, look at that Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean.
I laughed so weird.
Let's do 3 scary delivery pizza stories.
But lower it down.
I have to make it so they can hear it.
Working as a pizza delivery boy, you'll run into a lot of strange things. However, this story may be an excessive example of that. I was 21 years old, and it was a late Friday night shift at John's Pizza, meaning I would be closing with my...
Oh, shit. Sorry, I mean shiz.
You're a teenager, whatever.
An hour before closing. My next delivery was to the Saugerties, the next town over. The drive wasn't too long, maybe 15 minutes. I was a bit confused. The map was taking me to an isolated road that seemed to lead to nothing. I drove down it anyway, and shortly realized it led to a house by the water. It seemed every light in the house was on. Upon getting closer, I could hear music blasting from inside the house, even with my windows shut. Strangely, there were only 2 cars parked in front of the house, at least from what I could tell. It was a pretty wide open property. The front of the house faced the water, so the road, or driveway I suppose, curved around to the front by the water. As I walked up to the front door, I took more notice to the fact that the house was like brand new. I then rang the bell a few times since the music was so loud. I was caught completely off guard when 2 women opened the door, one blonde and one brunette, barely clothed. They had huge, flirty grins on their faces. The blonde woman grabbed the pizza, while the brunette handed me a 20. I was about to ask where everyone was, but the brunette called me cute and asked me for my number. I thought I was about to get extremely lucky. After giving her my number, I was about to attempt at getting myself invited in, but the blonde immediately did that for me anyway. I entered the house and picked up on a rather unpleasant odor almost immediately, and there were literally no people anywhere, but I didn't care that much. The 2 women began to lead me upstairs. upstairs. But unfortunately, the story did not go in the direction you may have hoped it would. I was literally on the second step when a horrifying scream for help came from upstairs.
This is getting interesting now.
I looked up there and then at the two women. They were looking at each other. The blonde one very clearly mouthed the word shit to the brunette. I didn't even really piece everything together at that moment, but I still just kind of instinctively knew to run. I must have looked back like 20 times before I was able to turn around the car and drive back down the long driveway.
Sorry, this is the TV.
Looking back through the mirror, I shit you not, at each and every one of the windows in the house, there were heads peering out to me as I drove away. Of course, I called the police on my way back to work and told them to check the place out. They did.
What?
What?
Look
Look at Reagan.
Telling me whoever was there abandoned the place. In fact, it was a brand new, just-built vacant house for sale. It didn't surprise me much. There was no party going on there. That same night, I got a text saying, "We know where you work."
What, my grandma?
That was enough to drive me to quit that job.
No.
Since I mentioned
Santa.
the possible victim upstairs to the police, they came to my house to
He
ask me
looks like a
serious questions
stalker.
about the people.
Just
I
like,
know
I'm
most of my
coming
never
in.
changed since then, because I want no possible links to this incident, and I want to live with peace of mind. So it was my last delivery of the night at Domino's Pizza to a house that was about 10 minutes away from the shop. There was a note on the door, which I read after ringing the bell. It said, "To Pizza Guy, please let yourself in and leave the pizza in the upstairs
We're doing
bedroom.
videos now.
Money will be on the bed." Immediately, red flags were
What are you
springing up in my
I
head.
love making our fans
I actually
happy.
called my boss and told him I didn't feel safe going in there.
Cuddy, look.
Best to just go
Oh.
inside. I tried to use my charm, as people say I have, to persuade my boss.
I
But
thought he was
he
gonna
was
say
hell-bent on
balls.
me not bringing back that pizza.
Your boss.
No, I thought he was
The door
gonna
was
persuade
unlocked,
my
so I let
balls. That's
myself
what
in.
I thought he was gonna
It was
say.
an average-sized
Sorry.
house with some furniture that seemed a bit aged. There was a small nightlight shaped like a candle on the wall, providing just enough light to see a bit into the living room and my way upstairs. There were no lights in any of the rooms up there, just another candle nightlight. More red flags going off in my head. I come to the end of the small hallway upstairs. There are two doors, one open, one shut. The open door leads into a dark room, which I had to guess was the bedroom. As you may imagine, I was shaking in my shoes, afraid for any sudden sounds or movements anywhere. I pushed the door open completely and pressed my hand against the wall looking for the light switch. Found it. I flicked it on. Nothing.
Would you
Ooh,
stop
yeah.
calling me because I don't like you? I'm just kidding.
I very slowly walked over to the
Where's my
center of the
phone?
room until something
Where's my
cushiony
phone,
stopped my leg. It was a bed.
Miracle, where's my phone?
I placed
Oh,
the pizza
right
on the
there.
bed and began to search for the money in the dark. Just then, I
What?
heard the faintest.
No, you can't have it.
No, Miracle, I'm gonna do something funny. Look.
I lifted my head and then resumed searching even faster. I was hoping to God it was just some kind of old person living here and they were too sick or nervous or whatever to meet someone. I found the money. It felt like 2 bills. I hoped they were 10s. I put them in my pocket and left the room. I stopped outside the room and saw the door to the other room was open. I could have sworn it was shut earlier.
What we're gonna do?
Your pizza's on the bed. Have a great day. I myself could hear the shake in my voice. There was no kind of response. I started to lean into the dark room to maybe get a better view. Too dark. I reached my hand into the room and searched for a light switch, but something grabbed my arm with a painfully tight grip and tried pulling me into the room. I screamed and jabbed at the arm with my keys, finally breaking free and getting back to my car. Nothing chased me out, nobody followed my car. I told my boss about it, and even talked him into giving me a raise for making me go through that hell. He didn't want me to call the cops for whatever reason. It wasn't really on the top of my mind, but in hindsight, I guess it would have made sense to get the police to check that place out. Anyway, not everything was terrible. I did get my pay raised from $7.50 to $8.50. delivery boy when I worked at Gino's Pizzeria, but when the new kid called out sick on like his second day, I had to take over for the night. It was a slow Tuesday night for deliveries, so it wasn't too bad. I had a manual 1998 Ford Mustang, a gas guzzler, so I in no way wanted to beat that car around town delivering pizzas. I made 3 normal deliveries within 3 hours. The place closes at 9 on weekdays, so I estimated 1 or maybe 2 more deliveries for the night. I picked up the phone to a customer who sounded like the definition of a meth head or something. She had a raspy voice, she stuttered, she forgot what she was saying, she had long pauses. Literally, there was like a 10-second gap between her saying, "Can I just get and regular pizza?" It was a huge production just getting the address from her. Sounded like she was asking someone in the background what the address was. Well, I was just so excited to meet these people. After she gave me the address, she hung up without me even telling her the price or how long. I told my chef, whose name was actually Mario, I know, a bit cliche, 1 regular pie. 10 minutes later, I was on my way. We live in the middle of absolute nowhere, so each delivery was a longer trip.
Can you
with a
get my
bigger
phone
tip.
tomorrow?
It took probably 10
You gotta
minutes for me to get
promise.
to the location.
No.
There was a long,
You're not gonna get
dark
it?
gravel road through the woods and occasional trailer
Well,
homes
then
I
you
had
will
to
get it,
drive
right?
through until I finally reached their home.
Okay.
It was a trailer home. The lights were off inside, but I could see the orange glow of a fire coming from out back, and I could hear a woman yelling at someone. When I shut the passenger side door after grabbing the pizza, I noticed the curtains to one of the windows move. Somebody was just watching me. I didn't know if I should knock on their door or go around back. It sounded like there was more than one person back there, so I decided to just go around back. I greeted them, and they spun around faster than a bullet, looking into the woods behind me.
Anyways, those are the videos that we were talking about, the scary stories.
Yeah, and if you love Mr. Nightmare, we'll probably leave a link in the description or in the thing about how to get to Mr. Nightmare's website. But mostly you just type in Mr. Nightmare.
You just type in Mr. Nightmare. But once you type in Mr. Nightmare, it's gonna say Mr. Bean. Don't click on that.
And since we are big fans of Mr. Nightmare, please like, subscribe, comment nicely. Thanks, you guys. Love you. See you later.
Bye bye.
Boom Shalom.
Stop knocking me.